If you clicked on this video, chances are you're probably wondering, how does getting started as an influencer actually work? When considering how to become an influencer, you need to know that this is a long, tedious process, and it's probably not going to happen overnight. It'll take a lot of energy, diligence, and probably more time than you think. We all see the glamorous things like free events, free product, and all of the fun stuff that influencers get to deal with. But keep in mind, there is a lot of strategy and hard work that goes on behind the scenes. But today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process on how you can get started today as a micro-influencer. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and I am a content creator myself, as well as the host of Social Scoop podcast and the owner of Soulcialmate, where we help creators learn how to turn their online influence into a profitable, self-sustaining business. Now, don't forget that we interviewed Tom Boyd, who is a content creator and a strategist on social media, all about creating a brand as a micro-influencer. And if you're watching this video, you will absolutely love this podcast video to accompany it. Also, don't forget that down below there are some timestamps for you to jump around and look for whatever you are specifically looking for today. Now let's dive right into it. The first step I want you to do is do a creator sprint. If you're watching this and wondering what the heck is a creator sprint, let me tell you. In the episode of Social Scoop that I just mentioned with Tom Boyd, he actually introduced this concept, so listen to that episode so you can dive further into it, but let me give you the surface level idea. Typically what happens in a creator sprint is you're gonna pick a duration of time, 30, 60, or 90 days. And during those days, you're going to consistently create content. So for example, let's say you pick 30 days. In those 30 days, what you're gonna do is post every single day, every different type of content you wanna create, different categories, different formats, as much of a variety of content as you can possibly imagine. I mean, literally try everything that you can think of. Now, during this time, do not look at stats. Don't worry about how things are performing. You're gonna spend your 30 days doing your creator sprint, and then we're gonna worry about the results at the end. Your only concern here should be pumping out as much content as possible and as much of a variety of content. Now, after you do your creator sprint, the next step is to dissect your findings. Now, the whole point of the creator sprint is to find what you like creating best, find what topic you're most comfortable in, and find what your audience responds to best. Since you have 30, 60, or 90 days of content to look through, you're gonna spend time looking through those analytics to get this information. We wanna look at what got the most views, what got the most engagement, and what garnered the most amount of new followers. Aside from those analytics, there are some other things that are really important that you can gather from this creator sprint. What content was easiest for you to create? What formats did you enjoy creating the most? What topics did you enjoy talking about the most? And what do you feel the most comfortable being an expert in? And I always love when creators go through their creator sprint and then we talk about it in our monthly creator membership at Soulcialmate, where you're able to connect with tons of other creators and bounce ideas off of each other. It's really great to be able to have a place to share these findings, because there's probably a lot of things that you might not see that others might be able to pull from your sprints as well. Now, once you have this information, it's time to choose a niche and make a content strategy. The first thing that we're gonna do is look back at that sprint and figure out, what is the topic that I feel the most comfortable talking about? What's something I'm so passionate about that I could literally never run out of things to talk about within this topic? Now, I know you're probably asking, Kristen, do I really need a niche? In short, the answer is no, but if you have one, you're probably gonna see success a lot quicker. The more honed in you are to a specific topic and a specific audience, the more you're going to be able to speak to that specific person. So it's easier for them to come to your page and say, this is for me, and then hit that follow button. One thing to remember here is that your niche doesn't need to be one word that completely describes everything you do. That's incredibly difficult for most people, so don't limit yourself to just this one word. Your niche can actually be part of a mission statement, and I think this is a lot easier of a way to look at it. For example, maybe someone's mission statement is to share fitness content with moms so that they can feel more confident. So are they a fitness blogger, a mommy blogger? Are they a confidence creator? Which category could we put them into? Realistically, we could put them into any of the three. So you can see how it's really difficult to narrow it down to one word. But if we're able to take all of the different topics topics that you want to talk about and put them together into a mission, like creating fitness content for moms so that they can feel more confident. That could be your niche right there. When it comes to niching down, that's really as specific as you need to be. Now, once you've nailed down your niche or your mission statement, now it's time to nail down a content strategy. To do this, you're gonna go through all of those findings from your creator sprint, and you wanna look at all the different things that performed well. Think about the different videos, the hooks, the durations of the videos, the photos that perform well, and we wanna be able to take all of those different things that we saw proven results with and put them into a strategy to consistently do them. You also need to think about how you're gonna create this content. Are you someone who prefers to sit down one day of the week and create all of the content at once so you have it for throughout the week, or do you prefer to wake up every morning and record your videos? Batch creating is a great option, but realistically, it's not for everyone. I also suggest figuring out a number of posts that you're comfortable sharing each week and using it as a goal. It doesn't have to be mandatory, but sometimes if we don't set a goal for ourselves, we might find ourselves posting maybe once a week or maybe way too much that we're overwhelming our audience. So I think having a nice number that you can use as a goal is a great place to start. I want you to remember that you're also going to be doing consistent trial and error. I've been at this for so many years and I still do trial and error every single month. Keep in mind that doing one creator sprint is probably not going to be the end all be all. You're going to have to keep doing this as you evolve as a person, but also as these platforms evolve and like to see different things from creators. You have to make sure that you're always open to change and being able to pivot your strategy so that it works for you and what's sustainable for you, but also for the platforms. Now, as a type A person, I personally really love to be able to track my analytics weekly so that every week I can look back and say what worked and what didn't work, so I might tweak my strategy week by week. You can try and do this every month too, or every quarter, whatever is comfortable for you, but being able to look back at your stats and draw conclusions from that is a really great way to keep progressing. The next step here is to build and show up for your audience. The more that you're speaking to one type of person, the quicker you're gonna find success, because it's easy for someone to come to your page and feel like you're speaking exactly to them. You probably have heard the saying, when you're talking to everyone, you're really talking to no one, and I don't think that this could be any more true than with building a niche or a mission statement on social media. In order to build your audience, if you can speak to a specific person, it's so much easier for them to hit that follow button, versus if it's kind of all over the place and someone comes to your page and has to spend time figuring out what you're gonna give them. People are lazy and have short attention spans. They're probably not gonna do the work that it takes to figure out what you're gonna give them of value. It has to be quick, simple, and easy for them to understand. For example, imagine you come across someone's page and they're talking about skincare. You could watch all of their videos, but do you even know if any of it applies to you? Now imagine if you go to a page that talks to specifically people with oily, acne-prone skin that are females. If that's you, you're going to dissect every single one of those videos. You're gonna binge everything on their page, and it's so easy for you to say, oh my gosh, I have to follow this person because they're speaking directly to me. If you consistently put out content that is speaking to a specific person, it's gonna be easy to grow. The growth will just come because when people see your page, it'll be an instant follow for them. The last step here is for you to start reaching out to brands. Obviously, the goal for many people who are becoming creators is to start working with their favorite brands so that they can share that experience with their audience and monetize. I'll tell you, it takes a long time to get here, despite what you may see in some people's videos where they're getting 20,000 followers in a week and working with all of these top brands. This process for the majority of people takes a long time, so don't sweat it if you feel like you're not having success quick enough. How do you know if it's the right time to start reaching out to brands? This is the checklist that I want you to go through so you can figure out if you should start working with brands just yet. First, could a brand come to your page and instantly understand who you are and what your mission is? 2, are you consistently putting out high quality, valuable content? 3, is your audience consistently showing that they actually care about what you're sharing? Typically, this comes with likes, comments, saves, and shares. 4, do you have a solid style of consistent content that a brand could feel comfortable hiring you and knowing exactly what type of content they're gonna get? 5, do you feel comfortable enough that you would actually be able to make sales by sharing a piece of content? 6, do you understand what type of content could actually provide a return on investment for the brands? Is there a specific type of content you know gets more brand awareness, a specific type of content that gets more sales? These are things that you need to be comfortable with within your page and your audience before you can tell a brand, yes, yes, I'm able to do that for you. And lastly, do you understand influencer marketing enough that you know what a brand really needs from you? These are all things that you're gonna wanna make sure you check off before you start working with brands. It's just so much easier for you to go in when you're prepared rather than making a ton of mistakes and burning bridges working with brands that maybe you're not prepared to be working with yet. If you've made it this far and have not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that big red subscription button and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified every week when we give you a new video. Also, don't forget that we interviewed Tom Boyd, who is a super successful content creator and strategist, all about branding and doing your creator sprints. You can find that episode of Social Scoop Podcast everywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.